Hello everybody, Clocked here. I was just making a tutorial video on how to use the sorting script here in Empyrion. There is multiple different variations. I'm just going to start with probably the easiest one to set up. I use this one a lot. First thing you're going to need is the typical stuff, LCDs, cargo boxes. I have a link in the Google Doc here with the scripts needed for this. Again, when it comes to making changes on the scripts to set box names and such, you're going to want to copy that, put it in your own Google Doc or Notepad. Don't try and edit it in the LCD because they're very glitchy and you'll run into some problems there. So, first thing to be able to sort stuff is we need to be able to get item IDs or item key names. The script I'm using works off of item key names. I like it. It's more simple for my device menu, box names, and then nice thing about that is item keys don't change, so you don't have to worry about the item ID changing and then having to go through and edit your script or box names or anything like that. So, how we get that is we're going to set up what I call an item checker box. So you're going to place one cargo box. You're going to need a script LCD, and then you're going to need a display LCD. And you can use any LCDs you want. I like using the projectors for the scripts because they're little, out of the way. The screens are nice for the displays unless you like setting up projectors. So we got our basics here, and we're just going to go into our device menu here and make sure all of our devices are grouped. I just made a group for the tutorial, put them in there to keep it simple. Alright, so on the script, as it is in the dock right now, you can keep it the same, you can change it whatever you want. So the item box that it's looking at in the script right now is named iCheck, so we're going to name our box that. The scripts, you can name them anything you want. The important thing is one of them is script, and then the display needs to be named the exact same minus the script. Okay, now we're all set up here. Now we're going to access our script LCD. We're going to go to our Notepad or Google Doc, copy our script, and paste it in there. And now you should just have a blank screen here on your display. So let's say I want to get the information for wooden logs. So I'm going to go in my item check box. I'm going to put a wooden log in there. And now you see here you have all the information on the item. The name, the key, item ID, all that good stuff. So for this script, we're looking for the key, which is wood logs. Now, what we are going to do is set up our sorting script. Now, this script can be set up as large or small as you want. It's very customizable. So, I'm going to place an LCD for our script. And the sorting script, you don't need a display. You just need one LCD for the sorter. There's no display that goes along with it. It's not really necessary. You could set one up, but there's really not much you're going to need with it. Anyhow, so one LCD, and then I want to sort wood logs, so I'm going to make a wood log box. And then I also have titanium ingots, and I want to sort those, so I'm going to do 2 boxes, one for each product. So again, device menu, make sure they're in a group so we can name them. So we're going to do script, and I'm just going to name this one sort 1. Okay. Now you can name it whatever you want, whatever works for you. So the way this sorting script works is it wants a prefix on all your boxes that are being sorted into. So a prefix is just whatever something starts with. So I'm going to use 1 as my prefix. Now what the script wants you to do is if it wants to be sorted, it needs to have the prefix. So in this case, we're setting the prefix as 1, and then the item key. And the item key for those wood logs, real simple, is wood logs. Capitalization, very important here. So whatever the item key is on that screen, it needs to match exactly on the box name. Prefix, item key, exactly as it shows. Okay, now let's say we want to also set up titanium ingots. So we can get our item key here. Key is Titan rods. So we're going to set up this box, prefix, Titan rods. Okay, so our boxes are set up. We have our script LCD. Now you're going to go to the cargo sorter, and you'll see on that script you have prefix equals item key, or sorry, not prefix equals, prefix dash item key. So you want to put name your box, prefix, and then item key. And so on this one, I'm going to set my input box, that's the box it's looking in to sort stuff, as cargo in. And then the prefix I have set to the number 1. And then you just copy your script, paste it in your LCD. You see I have my input box set to cargo 1, prefix set to 1. Do not change anything else underneath the set input and set prefix. That'll screw up the script. So now we are set up to sort. So my input box is set up as cargo in. So I am going to, excuse me, let me just move this stuff out of the way. Alright. Where? And get those out of the way too. Alright, so cargo in, this is my input box. This is where it's going to sort stuff. So I'm going to put my titanium ingot, my wooden logs, close the box. And if I open it back up, you see it's gone. And now, here's my wood logs, sorted in the box. Here's my Titan rods, sorted in the box. Pretty simple there. Another thing real quick, so the reason I use cargo in these examples, so this is the cargo teleporter system. So this, if you have a cargo in box named cargo in, capital C, capital I, exactly like that, you can set a box on any structure anywhere in the galaxy that belongs to you. Anything you put in that cargo out box will automatically teleport here. So here's an example. So cargo out at 200655, so that's my Empire store. So I can craft stuff from my constructor here. And you see my outbox is set to cargo out at 200655. So everything that constructs goes in that cargo out box. It teleports to the cargo in over at Empire Store. So if you want, if you have your base, you set up that cargo in box, set up your sort script to it. Then on your CV, while you're out mining or killing stuff, you just have that cargo out at, and then your base ID. Everything you put in there will teleport to your base. And then your sorting script will grab everything from the cargo in and sort it into boxes for you automatically. Super sweet. Alright, next fancy thing to go along with this real quick here is the constructor fill. So this will automatically fill the constructor for you from your boxes. Another big quality of life. So again, we need an LCD for our script. And again, we don't need a display on this one either. Nice thing about this, all you need is just one LCD. It uses the boxes on your base or whatever that are already there, so no extra setup there. So we'll go over to our device menu, add it to a group, and we're going to name it script, and then you can name it anything you want. So once it's named, we're going to go over to our script in our text editor. And you'll see here, I put instructions. There's 4 sets here, and I put the description of what's there. So just to run through it, so prefix, again, this can be any prefix. Just for this example, since I'm using 1 for my prefix for my sort, I'm going to use that as my 1. Outbox, so that's where you want the filler to move everything into. So for my example, my outbox, if I go to my constructor here, my outbox is constructor in. So outbox for this script is where it's putting the stuff, which I wanted to go into constructor in. So I'm going to set my outbox to constructor in. Okay. And then the next line is going to be reserve. Right now it's set at 50,000 on the script. You can change this to anything you want. So right now the reserve, so basically the script will keep 50,000 of every item you have in a box with a prefix of 1 on your base. So if you only wanted it to keep 5,000 in there, you can change that reserve to 5,000. It'll keep 5,000 in there at all times. We're going to leave it at 50,000 for this example. Allow ORs, so that's if you want it to put ORs into your constructor. So that's mostly just useful if you're using this fill to fill your furnaces. So I run 2 scripts, one for my constructors, one for my furnace, and then I have it filling my furnace with the ORs. My constructor fill, obviously I don't want ORs in there. So on this setting, 1, if allow ORs is the number 1, that means it allows them, so that's yes. And if you don't want it putting ORs in there, change that to 0, and that means no, so it won't. Once you have your prefix, outbox, reserve, and ORs set, go into your script LCD, paste it in. You can see I have them set up here. And now it is going to automatically fill my constructor with 50,000 of every item I have with the prefix of 1. Oh, and I screwed that up. And there's a space here. Okay. Now I set it up properly. Excuse me. So now we'll give it a minute. If we go look at our constructor inbox. Oh, I forgot. Apologies here. I put colors in my names, so I have to do something a little more. So I have my color code in there, so that's important for the script as well. So I'm just going to fix this. Okay. Now you can see it moved my titanium ingots and wooden logs into the constructor input box. These would be at 50,000 if I put 50,000 of them in here. So just for example, take these out. We'll put them in our cargo in. I'm just going to put all this wood in here. We'll put our titanium. And then, as you can see, poof, they're gone. And then if we look at our boxes here, the constructor fill already moved them. So you see they went directly from cargo in into the item boxes, and then it's automatically filling our constructor. So you see I have 50,000 wood logs in there, 50,000 in there. So let's say I'm making fiber, it used them. I'm going to take that out, and it automatically fills it back up. And it fills it as it's crafting, so pretty neat because it won't get down to 0 before it moves it. It'll just literally keep this stack at 50,000 at all times. So that's how you use your item sort and your constructor fill, and then your handy item checker box. One other neat trick I can tell you about this script. So let's say, like myself, I like to have different prefixes for different items. So, you know, my ores and my ingots are 9. You know, maybe I'll make my medical stuff prefix 8. My devices prefix 7. You can use as many prefixes as you want, which is nice. So all you have to do in your script here, again, do this in the text editor. I'm just doing it in LCD so you guys can see what I'm doing. So prefix 1, let's say I want prefix 2 also, comma space 2, prefix comma space 3. You can add it in as many as you want, just comma space. So now I have 6 different prefixes. It'll sort into any box that has that prefix with an item key. Okay. Another nice thing about that is, so let's say I want to keep 50,000 of all the ingots in my constructor. So I have prefix 1, that's my ingots, reserves 50,000. Let's say my rare ingots, let's say like platinum, magnesite, stuff like that. Let's say I don't want to try and keep 50,000 in there because I want to keep some in my box. I just want 500. So I'll set my rare stuff to prefix 2, and then I can set my reserve to 500. And now it'll only pull 500 of the boxes with prefix 2. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you guys have questions, feel free to message me. And happy scripting out there.